The Puritan Way, Chapter 1. My name is Silas Freethorn, and I have a tale to tell. I was born in 1634. I was raised in Roxbury, Massachusetts. Roxbury is a Puritan town to the very core. My parents, Abner and Rebecca Freethorn, crossed the mighty Atlantic with my older brother Micah as part of the early wave of settlers during a great migration of religious reformers. My father speaks of those days with great pride and is insistent that my brother and I understand and remember these stories. He insists that the success of our towns is strongly linked to the sacrifice and efforts of all community members. We are very dedicated to the church, my father and brother especially so. Every part of our lives is steeped in religious practices and traditions. We work hard and study hard to prove that we are deserving of our place with the Lord. In our communities, children are educated so they can read and interpret the Bible. We are raised to believe that those who are lazy or wasteful are dangerous to the prosperity of the whole community. Rebellious actions or words are not accepted nor tolerated, and there are stories from many communities of people being exiled for questioning authority or behaving in a way that jeopardizes a community's standing with God. One such story is that of Anne Hutchinson. Her story is known throughout our towns and is used as an example of how God punishes those on the wrong path. Hutchinson attracted a religious following of both men and women. She held meetings in her home in Boston. Her leadership challenged the accepted role for a woman, and she was eventually charged by local magistrates for actions unbecoming of a woman. After a very controversial trial in which Hutchinson defended herself well, she was banished from the colony. She later suffered a horrific death at the hand of savages in Dutch New Amsterdam. Church leaders remind us through these stories that those who don't repent suffer the wrath of God. Our rules and laws are very clear, and threats to the success and peace in the community are dealt with harshly and quickly. Every community has individuals that have tested the rules and suffered the consequences, much like Anne Hutchinson. Criminal behavior, quarrelsome couples, night walking, disobedience, rebelliousness, and failing to conform to community norms could all lead to a person to the stocks or whipping post. Each town had stocks or shackles where a person was restrained in the center of town as a means of public humiliation. When we were young, we were sometimes encouraged to throw rotten vegetables or stones at those serving time in the stocks. Church leaders frequently reminded us during services of the fate of the unfortunate souls who were repeatedly tempted by the devil in some way. I felt at an early age I was different.